invasive animals of Florida. Burmese python, the apex invader. Once released by exotic pet owners, the massive Burmese python has become a dominant predator in Florida Everglades, silently consuming native animals, birds, and even alligators, while eluding most human efforts to control its population. Green iguana, Florida's climbing plague. With their vivid green scales and ability to scale walls and trees with ease, green iguanas have flourished in South Florida, damaging infrastructure, defecating in pools, and consuming native plant species in home gardens and parks. Lionfish, the underwater assassin. Sporting venomous spine and an insatiable appetite, lionfish have invaded Florida coral reefs, wiping out native fish populations and threatening the entire marine food chain with their unchecked breeding. Cane toad, the toxic jumper. Originally introduced to control agricultural pests, the large and bumpy-skinned cane toad has become a widespread threat in Florida, secreting deadly toxin that can kill curious pets and unsuspecting wildlife. Cuban tree frog, the slimy invader. These slippery invaders thrive in Florida's humid climate, often found on windows and porch lights, and have been displacing native frogs while causing skin irritation to anyone who handles them. Nile monitor, Florida's giant lizard. This powerful African lizard with its sharp claws and carnivorous appetite prowls Florida's canals and suburban neighborhoods, preying on fish, birds, and even small pets, creating fear wherever it appears. Dagu lizard, the egg raider. Dagus, often released from the factory, are now widespread in Florida and are notorious for raiding the nests of native species like gopher, tortoise, and ground nesting birds, posing a major ecological threat. Feral hog, the destructive rooter. Roaming wild through Florida's forests and farmlands, feral hogs tear up the ground in search of food, spreading invasive plants, damaging crops, and contributing to erosion and habitat degradation. Muscovy duck, the unwelcome neighbor. These ducks, often found waddling through urban parks and neighborhoods, leave behind unsightly droppings, aggressively defend their nest, push out native ducks from local ponds. Nutria, the wetland destroyer. Originally bred for fur, Nutria would now destroy Florida wetlands by burrowing and eating vegetation, causing bank erosion and displacing countless aquatic species. Monk parakeet, the feathered electrician. These bright green parakeets build massive nets on power poles and substations, causing electrical outages across Florida while displacing native bird species. Cambian pouched rat, the oversized intruder. The huge Cambian pouched rat, known for its cheap storage and intelligence, was introduced in the Keys and poses a risk to agriculture and native rodents. Walking catfish, the amphibious creeper. This bizarre fish can literally walk across roads and lawns when water is scarce, enabling it to invade countless Florida ponds and lakes, outcompeting native fish. Red-eared slider, the pond conqueror. These discarded pet turtles now dominate Florida's freshwater systems, competing with native turtles for food and basking spots. Black spiny-tailed iguana, the cliff jumper. Aggressive and fast, these lizards scale rocks and walls in South Florida, often destroying landscaping and nesting in sensitive areas. Asian swamp eel, the invincible swimmer. These eels can breathe air and burrow underground during droughts, making them nearly impossible to eradicate from Florida's freshwater systems. Mayan ciglet, the colorful colonizer. Once released from aquarium, this vividly colored fish has become a dominant species in South Florida's freshwater canals and lakes. Old world climbing fern, the fire ladder. Although technically a plant, this invasive fern fuels wildfires by climbing trees and allowing fire to reach canopies, threatening native species. Apple snail, the pink egg invader. Apple snail lay bright pink eggs and devour aquatic vegetation, leading to habitat destruction for birds and amphibians in Florida wetlands. Tilapia, the aquatic aggressor. Introduced for fish farming, tilapia now dominate freshwater bodies in Florida, aggressively outcompeting native fish and clouding the water.